Well, good day, Bethesda, and welcome to our Wednesday's first word. As we prepare for Sunday, we're looking forward to continuing our conversation about what does Jesus see when he looks at me, and we're going to turn our attention to John chapter 5, where Jesus heals a man at the pool of Bethesda, which is where our church gets its name. So that's pretty cool. And so one unique aspect that we'll see as we dive into this passage from John chapter 5 is that Jesus asked this man who's been hanging around by this pool with the thing that he's been struggling with for 38 years. And Jesus asks, do you want to get well? And so I'm struck by that in a couple ways. First, I think it's kind of just unique and awesome to see this situation. So often people crowd up against Jesus and they're just begging and pleading with him to come and heal somebody or to help them out. And this is a situation where Jesus is just walking around with a lot of people who need things, and he just identifies this one person and just kind of humbly goes up to him and says, do you want to get well? He just offers what he has to that person and doesn't force it on him, but just takes initiative and asks. And I think that's kind of unique and cool. I'm also struck by it because it's such a challenging question. Do you want to get well? Like it has this assumed answer. Well, of course, yes, I want to. But it makes me wonder how many situations in our lives we've imagined change, but lived like it's impossible to change. And Jesus says, do you want to get well? And kind of draws our attention to him. And then the next thing we see, the man responds, but then Jesus just says very plainly and simply, get up, pick up your mat, and walk. And the guy just does it. And I'm kind of amazed that after struggling with his ailment for 38 years, that his interaction with Jesus was enough to convince him it was worth trying. But he did. And so we're going to reflect a little bit on what faith is and kind of discover, I think, that faith and obedience are really closely connected. That to live in faith is to live out what Jesus says is true. When he says we can pick up our mat and walk, or when he says to do this or don't do that, and we live that out, that's us trusting him because he's been good and loving and gracious to us. And so I'm excited to explore this part of this chapter with you from the book of John, and I look forward to that. Aaron's got a song. He won't actually be with us this weekend, but he's going to get us ready for what we'll experience in worship as well.
That's true, and I will miss all of you very dearly. It's been quite a while since we've done the song, actually. It's called Healer, and I'm just going to sing the chorus. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, it's this statement of belief, and very specifically, to me, trust, which is something that I love that you touched on. This guy just trusting. Jesus said, get up and walk, and because Jesus said it to him, he was like, okay.
I believe you're my healer. I believe you are all I need. I believe you're my portion. I believe you're more than enough for me. So thanks again for joining us. We look forward to worshiping with you and exploring God's Word with you on this weekend, whether we get to do that in person or online.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. See you later.
See you.